Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for this Zotero tutorial. There's a wide variety of reference manager or citation manager software, including EndNote, Mendeley, and today we're going to talk about Zotero. Previously, I was a Mendeley user and was very passionate about it. However, through our Microsoft account through WVU, we're no longer able to utilize a lot of the features of Mendeley. So it was a great time for me to switch over and begin utilizing a new software. And I wanted to take a moment to record this tutorial to show you some of the resources available to you as a student. So I would recommend that you go to Zotero, and I generally always utilize Google Chrome. A lot of our WVU websites focus or work the best in Google Chrome, and Zotero is one of those as well. So when you get to Zotero, you'll see this download button right here in the middle. Before you do that, I want to point out a few of the features and why I think it's really useful to utilize a reference manager tutorial. Once you download it, you'll get a desktop software that looks just like this. You'll notice this person has in the middle here a whole bunch of articles. Each of these rows recommend or is tied to an article, a website, or a textbook in which this person can utilize to cite. When you highlight one of them, you'll notice over here on the right-hand side, all of that information populates. And that is what Zotero is utilizing when it's making a bibliography list or an in-text citation for you. You'll also notice on the left-hand side, there are folders and subfolders. So again, this is what it looks like. When you download yours, it will be totally empty in this middle section, just waiting for you to fill it up and teach it all of the things that you're going to be writing about. It connects you with a website, and you can, as you notice here on the right-hand side, cite websites. If you watch that again, the person's typing in a website, it's linked to their Google Chrome, and then it automatically populates in their desktop Zotero. It allows you to organize, like I mentioned, folders and subfolders. It then communicates with your Microsoft Word and creates references and bibliographies. It also says it does Google Docs. I've not personally tried that yet. So definitely let me know if you try that. So it will allow you to switch between reference styles. So say you start writing a paper in APA 7, and then you're going to have it published in an article or in a journal that utilizes AMA, the American Medical Association style. You just, with a click of a button, switch it from APA 7 to AMA. It does sync between multiple devices so that when you're logged into your account, if you're working on 3 different computers, it stays synced as far as your Zotero is concerned. And it does allow collaboration if you're working on a group project to share within folders. And it is open source and it's free to utilize. So that's why I think you should utilize it. So let's scroll back up to the top, click the download button, and you will download Zotero 6 for Mac and also the Zotero connector for Google Chrome. So once you've done both of those, pause the recording here and come back once you've done that. All right, so if you've installed Zotero for Chrome, up here where this little puzzle piece is, it may be hiding in there. So you might want to go in and pin it. See, I've got Grammarly and Zotero pinned. If you don't utilize Grammarly as an option, I would strongly recommend both Grammarly and Zotero. Both of them I consider to be compensatory strategies. If you don't feel really passionate about grammar and writing, why not let essentially a grammar checker help you be the best that you can be at it. I think most of us are in occupational therapy because we're passionate about helping people and making the world a wonderful place and being the best that we can be. I'm not always passionate about the logistics of grammar. So Grammarly helps me be better with that. So I would recommend that you pin both of those. And you'll notice this Zotero one is this one that looks like a little piece of paper there. Okay. So you need that. And then you also need your Zotero desktop. You'll notice, like I mentioned, I'm a brand new Zotero user. I just switched over this week. So I've got one article here in mine. You'll have nothing. And that's okay. So when I click on it, you'll notice that I've got this information on the right-hand side. If I double click on it, it will open the article within Zotero. So once you've given it to Zotero, you don't have to worry about going back and finding it. You can highlight something that you want to come back to. You can make notes about it. I'm sorry, let me find that. Here it is. There it is. You can make notes, whatever you need to do to organize yourself there. Okay. You'll notice here, let me scooch this over a little bit. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You'll notice here there's a little PDF icon. Like I mentioned, the PDF is attached here. When I import a PDF into here, it's going to try to get all of this information on the right-hand side correct. It doesn't always do it perfect. So let's walk through the process of importing a PDF into Zotero. So I found an article that I wanted to import, and I went to the WVU website for the HSC library, and I searched the title, came here, clicked access options, find it at WVU, got to this page. I know you know this process, clicked view full text and came here. Okay, I finally got the point where I could get a PDF. I'm downloading the PDF and here I am ready to go. Okay, from here, I could do it one of two ways. I can download it and drag and drop it into Zotero, or I can click that little Google Chrome button and it will send the full text to my Zotero. However, you need to be aware, it is going to tell Zotero that it's saving a website, which it is because they got it from a website, but we need to tell it that it's saving it as a journal article. Okay, so here's this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So it didn't get the PDF. So what we need to do is, you have to forgive me because I'm still new at this. Oops, there we go. So we're going to download it. Let's put it on the desktop for now. Save it there. And I'm going to drag it onto there. Now you notice it made a duplicate. So I am going to try and delete that one, move to trash. Okay. Because I wanted the one that I wanted the PDF. Okay. So I'm going to take my notes away there. So you can see I got my article there. And I want to make sure, I just want to spot check that it got everything right. So let's see how we're going to do that. Okay, so let's take this away. Okay, so yes, it is a journal article. Is the title correct? Yes. Did all the authors come in correct? Yes. Publication is the Australian Occupational Therapy Journal, volume 51, issue 1. Pages 25 through 33, and the date, I'm going to change that to 2004. And it looks like it got the DOI. Let's just make sure. Where is the DOI on this article? Don't know where it pulled that from. I'm going to check that separate. Let me go back to the library. Does it have the DOI on here? I am not sure if that is the correct DOI. So I'm actually going to take that out because I don't know that that's correct and I can't verify it. I can verify the ISSN number. So I'm going to put that in. Oops. All right. So, I am going to come back to my library and you see it's saved that change to the ISSN, and I'm going to click this green sync button, which is going to make sure that it is saved to my, my Zotero account. So we're good to go there. All right. So let's say these articles are here. I've got one more thing I want to cite, and that's the CDC's website. If you've ever cited anything from the CDC or NIOSH, you know that you need to cite their website. They don't have, PDF journal articles to cite. So let's say we want to talk about something here. This is about disability and health. So I'm just going to click my Zotero call it done, come over here. There it is, Disability and Health Overview, CDC. It has identified it as a web page. So I just want to change because the title does not say CDC in it. The title is Disability and Health Overview. Abstract, website title. And so for the date, not the date that we accessed it, but the date that it was published, we just want to verify that. Let's see, September 16th, 2020. That looks right. You can also, depending on which citation, you might not need the month and year, so you could just take that out and change it as needed. Let's see here. This is not the way to cite the CDC. We would want to have it as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. We're going to cut that out of there, change that to there. Okay. So let's sync that. All right. So let's say we're ready to write. We've got 3 things we're going to reference here. All right. So now I'm in Word. When you download Zotero, it will tell you that you need to restart your Word. So you have to close out any documents you have open and reopen it. And if you do it successfully, you'll notice you get Zotero up here in that ribbon. Okay. So let's say disability impacts people's lives. Okay. That's the most generic sentence ever, but I want to cite the CDC there. Okay. So I'm going to go to my Zotero tab, clicked there in the middle. I got this new little section here. I'm going to add a citation, and it's going to be an APA 7. And I'm going to search for disability. And I'm going to choose whichever ones I want there, which I'm going to choose this CDC one. Click enter, and you'll notice it input CDC. Now, it didn't give me any punctuation outside of that, and I know that I'm writing an APA 7, so I still have to know where to put the periods. This does not replace entirely your ability to understand your style that you're writing in, okay? Just be aware of that. Okay, now let's go on to say occupational therapy students and practitioners must be understanding of the various ability levels. Okay, and let's say I want to cite 2 articles with that. I'm going to add a citation again. I'm going to search the word disability. And let's say I want to do this one and this one. Okay, so 2 citations there. Hit enter. I've got 2 citations, the Centers for Disease Control and the ZOW article. Put my period. Let's say that concludes my writing. I'm going to add my bibliography, and you'll see that it is good to go. Interestingly, you'll see here, it is telling me there's a mistake in the spelling of this, which means in my Zotero, it is misspelled. So let's go back and fix that. So that is in the ZOW article. Okay, American Journal of Preventive Medicine. Sync that. Go up here, refresh this. Okay, let's try taking it out and putting it back in again. Oh, weird. Did I spell it wrong? Let's try syncing it again. Okay. Refreshing. Come on. No. There, we got it that time. Okay. So journal was spelled correctly that time. So depending on the spacing, formatting, size, style, changing between documents, you have to pay attention. Like I mentioned, it doesn't do it automatically for you. As far as putting punctuation in, if you switch this to, let's say, like I mentioned, you're going to switch from APA to the AMA's edition, okay? We can switch that very easily. Okay. What's interesting about the AMA, they use these superscripts with these little, they look like little exponents. But the periods go in a different spot. So you have to go back and move the periods. Okay. Minor detail, but you have to just be aware of those kind of things. It switched all of this. It switched the style. Instead of typing out American Journal of Preventive Medicine, it typed it out the way it should be in these abbreviated methods. So all good things, wonderful tool to utilize. I highly recommend that you utilize it. But just be aware of these small little things. And if you have any questions, definitely check out if you can find YouTube tutorials, or ask me. And I hope that you appreciate this tool.